Hi there, my name is Showit and this is Finance Central. Today's video talks about the 4% rule. It is a rule of thumb that financial planners use to advise how much money needs to be saved up for retirement without running out. Its developer, William Bengen, is a financial planner, and after he studied actual stock returns and retirement scenarios for over 75 years, he found that retirees who withdraw no more than 4.2% of their portfolio in the initial year and adjust this amount every subsequent year for inflation have a greater chance that their savings will outlive them. At the time, he called it the Safe Max rule, that is, safely withdraw a maximum percent of your savings each year. We will look at some examples of how this rule works and the proponents or opponents and the recent update to this rule. An Excel file to play scenarios out has been linked in the description below. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel to help me grow and get better. Also, share it with your friends and family if you think this will benefit them. Alright then, let's talk about the fundamentals of retirement. Your goal is to have enough money saved up so that if you withdraw a predictable amount of money from your account every month, you would not deplete your savings over the course of your retirement. The assumption here is that your only source of income is your nest egg that you build up during your working years. If you include other sources of income like Social Security, or if you were to work part-time during your retirement, then you are not really dependent completely on your built-up nest egg. Retirement is not an age, but a number that differs from person to person based on their situation, where they wish to retire, what they hope to accomplish in retirement, how they take care of their health in retirement, etc. Analysts focus mainly on interest rates when they estimate the longevity of the portfolio, but stock valuations and inflation are also key factors in the 4% rule. In early 2021, the Treasury bond yields are nearly 0%, so retirees cannot rely on fixed income assets to generate a retirement paycheck. Stock valuations are extremely high by most measures, but this is just a slice in time, and over the long run, we expect a diversified portfolio to return 4% plus inflation without exhausting the portfolio. Bengen picked 4% to be the initial withdrawal rate, as his research showed it to last for roughly the length of a retirement in a variety of economic conditions. Financial planners today use the 4% rule to reverse engineer the total you might want heading into retirement through the 25 times rule. When Bengen came up with this rule, he assumed a portfolio of 50% large cap stocks and 50% intermediate term treasury bonds, which were rebalanced once a year. Recently, he added small cap stocks to his analysis with 30% large cap stocks, 20% small cap stocks, and 50% intermediate term treasury bonds. With the addition of small cap stocks, he found that the worst case scenario improves from his original 4% to 4.5% for a withdrawal rate. The Shiller-Cape ratio, that is, the cyclically adjusted price to earnings ratio, is one measure of stock valuations, which is currently about 30. Although this is extremely high, it is not the highest we have ever seen. It was nearly 45 in 2000. In research conducted by Michael Kitces, he shows that the 4% rule still holds. In 2008, he re-examined the relationship between the Shiller-Cape ratio and initial withdrawal rates to conclude that the correlation between the two was negative 0.74. As the Shiller-Cape ratio goes up, the safe withdrawal rate goes down. Kitces found that the lowest initial withdrawal rate was 4.4%, with asset allocation of 60% stocks, and 40% bonds. It is important to note that this analysis included years where the Shiller-Cape ratio was as high as it is today. The latest research from Bengen shows that inflation is a more important factor for initial withdrawal rates than stock valuations. In the 1970s and the early 1980s, the inflation rate was so high that it made retiring in October 1968 the worst case scenario. But it still allowed for an initial withdrawal rate of 4.5%. High inflation rates force a retiree to increase their withdrawals to maintain the prior year's purchasing power. Plus, those increases get locked in, which means they create a new withdrawal floor that must be used to calculate the following year's withdrawals. Bengen used historical data through 2019 to suggest that the extremely low inflation of recent times allows for an initial withdrawal rate of 5%, even with the high stock valuations. In case the inflation bursts, he suggests that 4.5% would likely be sustainable. Most scenarios assume retirement to be 30 years. The longer your retirement, the lower your sustainable withdrawal rate will be. Past performance is never a guarantee of future results, so you must take caution and plan for the worst. Also, in some years, if you had no choice but to draw more than the safe withdrawal rate due to an emergency, it will affect all calculations going forward. If you plan to leave money for your family, you must not use this amount to calculate how much you need to save to live on the safe withdrawal rate. This rule is not a set it and forget it option, but a starting point, and once you're in retirement, you shall likely need to make a year-by-year assessment on how to successfully manage your sources of income with both your spending needs and taxes in mind. Retirement readiness is too complex to be codified by a simple rule of thumb. Let's take a quick look at the Excel calculator I built to see if your retirement savings will last your lifetime. Using the compound interest calculator from my last video, you may have calculated to have about $2 million saved for retirement. Let's be conservative and expect a 4% return on our diversified portfolio. Now be careful, and depending on your current age and expenses, try to determine what a reliable withdrawal amount will be in your first year of retirement. Keep inflation, lifestyle creep, dependence, etc. in mind. The inflation rate assumption is based on an average of last 10 years. If you believe this changes for your retirement period, you may change it or let it be the way it is here. The drawdown percent is calculated for you, and the age at which you will run out of money is also calculated here. If you're running out of money before 30 years of retirement, you need to make changes to some of your inputs. Again, remember this is just a starting point. You will undoubtedly consider your sources of income during retirement and get a more sophisticated plan, which you will revise every year. That is it from me for now. Thanks for your interest and time. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye and have a wonderful day.